spoke softly in a room painted gray. Said you got some months, maybe less if you ride. I buttoned my jacket, put the papers away. Said I've been dying slow since my brothers died. My bike sat waiting in the hospital sun, chrome catching light like a loaded gun. I coughed in my glove, tasted iron and smoke, then kicked that old engine till the silence broke. I got no children waiting at home, no woman's hand to soften my bones, just a list of names and a final ride to visit every grave before I join their side. Bury my boots by the highway, point them west where the wild wind runs. Lay my jacket down in the red dirt, let it fade beneath the burning sun. Don't dress me clean, don't speak me holy. I was rough as the road I chose. Just bury my boots by the highway where a restless old rider goes. Ride west, ride slow, lay him down where the wild winds blow. Stop was Danny beneath an oak, left him a lighter and one last smoke. An old Ray Stone on a gravel hill, I said, save me a seat, I'm riding still. At sundown I reached where Maria lay, the only good woman I pushed away. Her name on marble made my knees give in. I laid down roses and confessed my sin. I said I loved you though I never stayed. I know that ain't worth the price you pay. The wind moved gently through the cemetery grass, like a hand letting go of the past. Bury my boots by the highway, point them west where the wild wind runs. Lay my jacket down in the red dirt, let it fade beneath the burning sun. Don't dress me clean, don't speak me holy. I was rough as the road I chose. Just bury my boots by the highway where a restless old rider goes. Near an old roadside bar, funny how mercy knows where you are. The owner came out, said you look unwell. I laughed, friend, I'm almost done raising hell. He brought me water, sat by my side, didn't ask the reason for tears in my eyes. I gave him my keys, said when my time is through, take her out west, let her see one more view. No fear in my chest, no debt left unpaid. I kissed every ghost that this hard road made. The horizon turned red, the engine sang low, and I felt my whole life say, it's time to go. Bury my boots by the highway, point them west where the wild wind runs. Lay my jacket down in the red dirt, let it warm beneath the setting sun. Don't dress me clean, don't me, I'm finally home. Back, gold tooth grin and a switchblade smile. He ran this road like a promised land, with a whiskey oath and a steady hand. Had 12 good brothers wearing his sign, swore they'd stand till the end of time. But money came talking, pride got loud, and the kingdom fell without a sound. I saw that throne in a junkyard rain, chrome turned red with a brother's blame. A man builds high, but the hard truth shows every crown turns dirt when the cold wind blows. We wear crowns made of dust, right on blood, right on trust. Got no palace, got no throne, just a hard black mile and a heart of stone. Let the proud men fall, let the liars rust. You find what a man is when the wheels give up, when the last flag burns and the night comes down. Only ghosts keep wearing that crown, dust to dust, right or rust. No king now, just us. I was 19 when he gave me a pass. Said, boy, this life don't give nothing back. Taught me how to fight, taught me how to run, never taught me when loyalty was done. The night they buried him outside town, half the crew never came around. I placed his ring in the red clay ground. He looked more peaceful without that crown. I ain't riding for a dead man's pride, ain't feeding hate till it eats me alive. I keep the code, but I leave the lie. A brotherhood ain't supposed to die. We wear crowns made of dust, right on blood, right on trust. Got no palace, got no throne, just a hard black mile and a heart of stone. Let the proud men fall, let the liars rust. You find what a man is when the wheels give up, when the last flag burns and the night comes down. Only ghosts keep wearing that crown. Burial hill with his old club ring and a bottle still. Said, you made me hard, you made me strong, but you taught me some roads lead men wrong. I poured that whiskey, threw down that ring, heard the dirt swallow everything. No more kings, no more chains, just an engine turning through the pain. I keep the brothers who kept it true. I leave the poison that pulled us through. No throne above me, no grave below, just the ones I love and the miles to go. We wear crowns made of dust, right on blood, right on trust. Got no palace, got no throne, just a hard black mile and a heart of cross on the handlebar from a roadside chapel outside Lamar. An old man handed it down to me, said even wolves need something to believe. I laughed back then, put it in my vest beside a flask and a pack of regrets. Now I catch this moonlight every night I ride, like a small piece of mercy I cannot hide. I've been running so long from the man I became, every mile only sharpens the blame. But the wind keeps saying through the engine's roar, you can lose your way and still ride forward. Iron cross on the handlebar got me through the black where the lost ones are. I got dirt on my hands, I got sin in my blood, but I ain't laying down in the devil's mud. Let the storm roll in, let the thunder start. I got a cracked old faith and a runaway heart. If redemption lives anywhere this far, it's hanging from an iron cross on the handlebar. Right through the dark, holds fast to that iron cross. I met a brother in a border town, leather cut, worn eyes cast down. He had his daughter's name across his arm, said I lost my home trying to outrun home. We drank one round for the lies we broke, for the women who waited till the waiting was gone. By morning his bike stood cold in the rain, and another name got added to the pain. I took his patch and I took his word, ride for the falling till your last breath burns. No angel came when he hit the ground, so I'll carry his name through every town. Iron cross on the handlebar got me through the black where the lost ones are. I got dirt on my hands, I got sin in my blood, but I ain't laying down in the devil's mud. Let the storm roll in, let the thunder start. I got a cracked old faith and a runaway heart. If redemption lives anywhere this far, it's hanging from an iron cross on a handlebar. Full of curses and a past that bleeds. I don't know if the dead can see how the shadows keep riding next to me. But I know this road, I know this ache, I know every promise I was too weak to make. So I grip these bars and I bow my head for the ones still living and the ones long dead. And the ones long dead. Rain on my jacket, fire in my chest. No man gets clean by avoiding the test. Tonight I stop running, tonight I stand with the weight of that cross in my shaking hand. The iron cross on the handlebar got me through the black where the lost ones are. I got dirt on my hands, I got sin in my blood, but I ain't laying down in the devil's mud. Let the storm roll in, let the thunder start. I got a cracked old faith and a runaway heart. If redemption lives anywhere this far, it's hanging from an iron cross on the handlebar. Guide me through the dark where the flickering white light, rain on my leather, nowhere in sight. A young kid pulled in on a rusted machine, with fear in his eyes and blood on his sleeve. He said, "Mister, don't call no law tonight." I put my old man down in the kitchen fight. He swung at my mama, I did what I could. I saw my own rage where that young rider stood. I knew that shaking, knew that flame, how one hard second can bury a name. The road don't save you from what you've done, but a man can stop another from learning to run. We're sinners at the gas station light, two broken shadows in the pouring night, with our hands full of hurt and our hearts full of blame, trying not to feed another life to the flame. Let the cold rain fall, let the blue lights come. A man ain't brave just because he runs on the buzzing heaven beneath that white light. We're sinners trying to set one thing right. Stand still, face the night, no more running, make it right. I bought him coffee, took his knife away, said, "Son, hear every word I say. I spent half my life where the iron door slammed, for thinking rage was the measure of a man." His mama pulled in with a bruised left eye, held that boy like she couldn't let him die. Sirens rolled softly over the hill. He looked at me once, then he stood still. They put him in cuffs, but he walked straight, no ties, screaming through a lifelong mistake. His mother whispered, "I don't know your name." I said, "Just someone who once chose shame." We're sinners at the gas station light, two broken shadows in the pouring night, with our hands full of hurt and our hearts full of blame, trying not to feed another life to the flame. Let the cold rain fall, let the blue lights come. A man ain't brave just because he runs on the buzzing heaven beneath that white light. We're sinners trying to set one thing right. He said, "Will I be okay?" I looked at those cuffs and the rain on his face, said, "It won't be easy, it won't be clean, but you ain't the worst thing you've ever been." I watched those taillights fade into black, felt 20 lost years climbing my back. Then I saw my reflection in the pump glass shining. For once that stranger looked me in the eye. No preacher near, no church bell sound, just water and oil on holy ground. Sometimes redemption don't blaze bright, it shakes in the rain under fluorescent light. We're sinners at the gas station light, still carrying scars through the pouring night, with our hands full of hurt but our hearts still awake, learning one good choice can change what we make. Let the cold rain fall, let the morning come. A man stands taller when he quits the run, on the buzzing heaven beneath that white light. One sinner helped another face the night. Gas station, halo, dawn burning white. One more broken man riding right. Cross that bridge at 2:15. Red River rolling like an old woman do. Had a black leather bag and a photograph of a life I killed with the roads I chose. There was smoke from mills in the midnight air, a church bell ringing but nobody there. I shut off the bike where the river turns wide and heard all the things that I kept inside. I said a name to the muddy shore like I hadn't said it 1,000 times before. Some men get forgiven, some men just learn to stand in the ashes and feel them burn. The smoke over Red River, fire in my past, a love I couldn't hold and a life moving fast. I got a tank full of sorrow, a heart built to roam, but every road I ride still points me home. Let the dark water run, let the old bridge shake. I got one more truth that my pride can take. When the night strips a man down to blood and bone, the smoke over Red River, and I ride alone, ride alone. River road, smoke behind, heavy soul. Her daddy owned a shop on the eastern bank, fixed my busted chain when my pockets were blank. She brought me coffee in a chipped white cup, smile like a reason, ma'am, I give up. I gave her a ring from a pawn shop case, then disappeared when the wedding got close. Left one note saying I wasn't built to stay. Truth is I was scared she'd see me break. 20 years later that bridge still stands, same brown water, same shaking hands. I heard she moved on, heard she did alright. That don't stop her ghost from riding tonight. The smoke over Red River, fire in my past, a love I couldn't hold and a life moving fast. I got a tank full of sorrow, a heart built to roam, but every road I ride still points me home. Let the dark water run, let the old bridge shake. I got one more truth that my pride can take. When the night strips a man down to blood and bone, the smoke over Red River, and I ride alone. I took that photograph out of my coat, held it over the water, then let it go. Watched a young face turn under the moon, till the river carried away that room. I don't deserve her, I know that's true. Some damage stays when the leaving is through, but I can stop dragging the name through the night. I can let a memory rest in the light. No more hiding in a whiskey glass, no more making a home of the past. I ain't here, but I finally know you can't ride forward with a grave and told the smoke over Red River, fading at last. A love I couldn't hold and a life moving fast. I got a tank full of sorrow, but the dawn coming on, and for the first time in years I can ride and move on. Let the dark water run, let the old bridge shake. I left one truth for the river to take. When the night strips a man down to blood and bone, the smoke over Red River, but I'm riding home. Smoke on the water, dawn in my soul. Red River behind me, I'm riding home. the stolen memory in a storm in my eyes. Beale Street sleeping under blue neon rain. Same old corner, still remember my shame. There was a club in an alley where the back doors breathe, where I made one promise I was too weak to keep. A brother named Ellis took a fall meant for me, while I rode out west pretending I was free. He did 8 hard years with his mouth shut tight, never gave my name, never asked me to ride. Now I got his release date burned in my vest, and I didn't know how I ever laid to rest. I got a midnight dead in Memphis town, a brother I buried while he still walked around. Got his time on my conscience, got his blood in my pride, and no more empty road where a coward can hide. Let the river roll black, let the thunder begin. I can't buy back years, but I can face my sin. When that prison gate opens and the truth comes down, I pay my midnight debt in Memphis town. Pay it down, Memphis town. No more running, turn around. I parked by the gate at 9:15, held his old helmet from another life. When he stepped outside with a gray in his beard, he looked right through me like I wasn't there. I said, Ellis, I know what I stole. He lit up a smoke, said you stole more than roads. My little boy grew while I learned prison walls. My woman quit coming after my 3rd year gone. I reached for the keys to take what is mine. He said, a bike don't replace no lost time. You wanna pay something, stand where I stand, and help me remember I still am a man. I got a midnight dead in Memphis town, a brother I buried while he still walked around. Got his time on my conscience, got his blood in my pride, and no more empty road where a coward can hide. Let the river roll black, let the thunder begin. I can't buy back years, but I can face my sin. With his cold eyes open and the truth coming down, I pay my midnight debt in Memphis town. Sons apart in the south side of town. We stayed on that sidewalk, couldn't make a sound. I said, nah, brother. He shook his head, said, what does a father say when his boy thought him dead? I said, tell him the truth, don't dress it in gold. Tell him you're sorry and you're trying to hold. That door swung open, a young man stood still and said, Dad. And the whole night healed. I stood in the rain outside their embrace, felt some old iron fall out of place. A dead ain't ended when a man says his name, but tonight I stopped adding more weight to the chain. I had a midnight dead in Memphis town, a brother I buried while he still walked around. Got his years on my conscience, got truth by my side, and I'll spend what remains helping men what I denied. Let the river roll on, let the stormwater cleanse. Some debts never vanish, but a man can make amends. When the sunrise broke over that rain-washed ground, I faced my midnight debt in Memphis town. Stand your ground, stand no place to hide.
County road empty, running late. A blacktop ribbon turns into stone, where a man meets every truth alone. I stopped by the hill with the wooden cross, bottle in my hand for the boys we lost. The names cut deep where the wild weeds grow, and the night stood still on that gravel road. I said, brothers, I ain't been living right, been chasing the dark, been feeding the fight. But I heard that wind through the dead oak trees, like their old voices calling back to me. Sing me a gravel road requiem for the wild ones gone and the man I've been, for the broken wheels and the promises burned, for every lesson I was too proud to learn. Let the dust rise high, let the night unfold. I got scars for silver and regret for gold, till my last breath falls where the cold winds blow. Sing me a requiem on that gravel road. Ride low, ride slow, for the ones below that gravel road. There was a boy in me before all this, before hard liquor and a goodbye kiss. He had clean hands and a woman's trust, before the road ground everything to dust. She begged me once by the kitchen door, said, you keep leaving, I can't love you more. I heard her cry and still turn that key. Some wounds ain't done till they set you free. I ain't asking for the past returned, or a clean white soul where my sins once burned. Just one more night to face what I know and leave something honest on that gravel road. Sing me a gravel road requiem for the wild ones gone and the man I've been, for the broken wheels and the promises burned, for every lesson I was too proud to learn. Let the dust rise high, let the night unfold. I got scars for silver and regret for gold, till my last breath falls where the cold winds blow. Sing me a requiem on that gravel road. Yeah. I poured 3 shots in the Tennessee dirt, one for the dead, one for the hurt, one for the fool still wearing this skin, trying like hell to be human again. I can't undo what my hands let fall, can't answer every graveyard call, but I can ride straight, I can say the names, I can carry the love and put down the blame. flickered in my mirror again. Cold rain falling on the outskirts of Glen. Got a leather vest and a face they know, a loaded past and nowhere slow to go. I ain't running from the badge tonight. I'm running from the hunger I learned to fight. That old pack calling from the roadside black, saying once you're ours, you always come back. We used to ride like the law was dust, built our creed on revenge and trust, but loyalty twisted into blood and lies, and I saw too many brothers lose their eyes. There are wolves at the state line calling my name, with the teeth in the night and their hearts in the flame. But I cut off my colors, I buried that sign. I ain't going back to the wolves at the state line. Let the sirens cry, let the OPEC come. I got one road left and I'm gonna run it clean. They can chase my shadow till the stars don't shine. I ain't dying with the wolves at the state line. Wolves howl, state line, ride clean. This time they found me in a bar by the railroad yard. 3 old faces wearing vengeance hard, said your brother's blood still owns your hand. There's a traitor breathing in another man's land. I knew that road, knew the end of that ride. A shovel, a gun, and a grave with no sign. My brother died from the life we made. I wouldn't feed his memory another grave. I set my patch on that whiskey bar, said take your war. I carried it far. The room went silent, one bottle broke. I walked through the door in the tire smoke. There are wolves at the state line calling my name, with the teeth in the night and their hearts in the flame. But I cut off my colors, I buried that sign. I ain't going back to the wolves at the state line. Let the sirens cry, let the OPEC come. I got one road left and I'm gonna run it clean. They can chase my shadow till the stars don't shine. I ain't dying with the wolves at the state line. Asphalt ends, 5 black bikes, once my closest friends. The leader said choose your blood or choose your grave. I saw my brother in the life I couldn't save. I said he was more than the hay we fed, more than another body left for dead. You want my colors, take them tonight, but you don't get my soul and you don't get this life. One engine fired, then another stood down. One by one, patches hit the ground. The night went still, the wind turned clean, like even wolves get tired of bleeding. There were wolves at the state line calling my name, with their teeth in the night and their hearts in the flame. But we cut off our colors, we buried that sign. Ain't no brothers left for the wolves at the state line. Let the sirens fade, let the new dawn come. We got hard roads left, but we gonna run them clean, with the past in the dust and our lives still mine. We rode free from the wolves at the state line. Ride free, ride free. Patches in the dirt, sun starting to shine. No more wolves at the state line. rusted halo hanging from my mirror. Swing with the mouse as the darkness gets near. Pulled it from the wreck where my best friend died. Never told his mother I was on that ride. We were drinking hard, running red line fast, laughing like young fools could outrun the past. Then the headlights spun and the silence came. I crawled from the fire carrying his name. Every night I see that burning steel. Every morning I wake to the weight I feel. I don't wear that halo like a holy man. I wear it so I never forget who I am. Rusted halo, swinging in the wind for the brother I lost in the hell I've been in. I got smoke in my throat, got his blood on my hands, still running from a truth that a man understands. Rusted halo, don't shine for me. I ain't looking for grace, I ain't asking to be free. Just lead this old engine through the cold unknown till I find somewhere to lay these ghosts down. Rusted halo, swinging low. Ride with me wherever I go. I rode past his house at 2:45. Saw the porch light burning where his bike used to be. His little girl was grown by the photograph frame. I parked down the road, too ashamed to say my name. Had a letter in my coat for 17 years, full of sorry words and whiskey stains and tears. But apologies die when they stay in your hand, and a coward on wheels is still a cowardly man. I turned that engine off beneath the rain, walked to that porch with all my blame. No road left to hide on, no lie left to sell, just a rusted piece of heaven from a living man's hell. Rusted halo, swinging in the wind for the brother I lost in the hell I've been in. I got smoke in my throat, got his blood on my hands, still running from a truth that a man understands. Rusted halo, don't shine for me. I ain't looking for grace, I ain't asking to be free. Just lead this old engine through the cold unknown till I find somewhere to lay these ghosts down. Father's eyes, I couldn't speak, couldn't hide behind lies. I held out the halo, said this was his. She touched that rust like a farewell kiss. She said he loved you, he'd want you alive, not dying 1 mile at a time on that ride. And something broke loose that I buried below when she put that rusted halo back in my palm slow. I can't change that night, can't undo that flame, but I can stop running from my brother's name. One hand on the bars, one prayer in my soul. I ride with the living and honor the gone. Rusted halo, swinging in the wind for the brother I lost in the hell I've been in. I got smoke in my throat, got his blood on my hands, but I'm done being a ghost in a living man's skin. Rusted halo, ride home with me, not for forgiveness, but for memory. Lead this old engine through the breaking dawn. I'll carry his name, but I'll keep riding on. Ride on, ride on. a set of chains on the rearview glass from a county sale and a crooked past. This swing like a warning every mile I make for the kind of man I don't wanna wake. Did 5 hard years for a barroom fight, one bad bottle, one bloody night. A young man fell and he didn't rise. I've carried his mother in the back of my mind. They said my time was paid when the gate swung wide, but no prison holds what a man keeps inside. I rode out west with a name gone cold and a pair of chains I could never let go. I got chains on the rearview, scars on my hands, a soul doing time in a free man's lane. Every road behind me got a ghost in the lane. Every mile ahead keeps calling my name. Let the black wheels turn, let the hard truth come. I can't undo the damage that these hands have done, but I won't let the devil decide what I do while those chains keep swinging on the rearview. Chains swing low, still right through. Past ain't gone, rearview. Down the south of Abilene, blue paint fading, windows clean. Sat in the corner with my helmet down till she filled my cup and turned around. I said his name and the whole room froze. Her hand gripped hard on the coffee pot handle. I said, no words can give back your son. She said, then tell me what you done since then. I told her I ran, told her I drank, told her every road led back to that mistake. She stared to me, then spoke real slow. Living better is the only apology I need to know. I got chains on the rearview, scars on my hands, a soul doing time in a free man's land. Every road behind me got a ghost in the lane. Every mile ahead keeps calling my name. Let the black wheels turn, let the hard truth come. I can't undo the damage that these hands have done, but I won't let the devil decide what I do while those chains keep swinging on the rearview. When I went to leave, rain running down the dining marquee, I took those chains from the mirror frame, held them out like a piece of my shame. She closed my fist, said keep them there, not as a sentence but a reason to care. My boy is gone, you still have breath. Don't build another grave from the one that's left. I ain't innocent, I ain't clean, but I ain't only the worst I've been. I'll ride with the weight, I'll live what is true, with those chains still swinging on the rearview. I got chains on the rearview, scars on my hands, a soul walking forward in a broken man's land. Every road behind me got a ghost in the lane, but every mile ahead don't have to end the same. Let the black wheels turn, let the new dawn come. I can't undo the damage that these hands have done, but I live like a man with the dead coming due, with those chains still swinging on the rearview. sign bleeding red through the rain. A half-dead jukebox calling my name. My boots hit the gravel, my hands feel old. I traded my sleep for a heart gone cold. Got a scar from a promise I couldn't keep. Got a picture of her where the shadows sleep. She left with the sunrise, I stay with the road, and the weight of a life that I never told. I put my regrets on the passenger side, let the engine roll where a good man died. There's no turning back when the sky turns black. Only one more mile and a memory attack. I got whiskey on the blacktop, fire in my veins, a heart full of thunder and a head full of chains. I ride through the darkness where the lost men go, with a dead man's prayer and a radio low. Let the tide sing loud, let the night take hold. I ain't chasing heaven, I ain't scared of cold. When the devil calls my number from the side of the road, I'll pour one down and keep rolling along. Summer by the county line, 4 loud engines and cheap red wine. Billy wore a grin like he couldn't lose. Now his patch hangs quiet beside my blues. We were young enough to call danger free, mean enough to think death wouldn't see. But the road takes payment, the road takes names, leaves you one last rider to carry the flame. I don't need a cross hanging over my bed, I got brotherhood living inside my head. Every mile marker, every broken bone says a man ain't finished till he quits moving on. I got whiskey on the blacktop, fire in my veins, a heart full of thunder and a head full of chains. I ride through the darkness where the lost men go, with a dead man's prayer and a radio low. Let the tide sing loud, let the night take hold. I ain't chasing heaven, I ain't scared of cold. When the devil calls my number from the side of the road, I'll pour one down and keep rolling along. Seat at every bar I know, an empty name where the good ones go. I tried to drown and tried to forget, but whiskey don't kill what a man regrets. So I carry the hurt, I carry the blame, I carry the fire and I carry the names. And if I go down where the cold winds blow, let them say I went down, still holding the road. No surrender in these rusted hands, no white flag in this outlaw land. One last match, one last smoke, one last vow that I never broke. I got whiskey on the blacktop, fire in my veins, a heart full of thunder and a head full of chains. I ride through the darkness where the lost men go, with a dead man's prayer and a radio low. Let the tide sing loud, let the night take hold. I ain't chasing heaven, I ain't scared of cold. When the devil calls my number from the side of the road, I'll pour one down and keep rolling along. I'll pour one down and keep rolling along. Whiskey on the blacktop, the names of my soul. where the old crew gathers when the talk turns hard. Same black patches, same dead-eyed grin, same kind of fire that I once called kin. They laid a photograph down on the bar, said find this man before he gets too far. He spoke to the law, now his debt comes due. I looked at that face and saw a kid I knew. He used to sweep floors in my brother's shop, young enough to think this life was all we've got. I watched us turn him from a board to a blade. Now they wanted blood for the monster we made. I cut my colors loose tonight. Drop that patch beneath a broken light. No brotherhood lives where the innocent bleed. No loyal man kills for another man's greed. Let the old crew curse, let the gun smoke rise. I got no more graves left behind my eyes. With my hands on the bars and the truth burning through, I cut my colors loose. Cut loose, ride true. No more blood to prove. I found that boy at a roadside room, curtain shut in the afternoon gloom. He had a cheap revolver shaking in his hand, said I never meant to join a killing man's clan. I took that gun, emptied rounds in the sink, said ain't much time, son, don't stop to think. Two engines lit through a hard cold rain, with the wolves behind us calling my name. At the old state border I made him turn, said keep straight east till the daylight burns. Then 5 black headlights climbed that hill, and I faced the life I had sworn to kill. Ow! I cut my colors loose tonight. Drop that patch beneath a broken light. No brotherhood lives where the innocent bleed. No loyal man kills for another man's greed. Let the old crew curse, let the gun smoke rise. I got no more graves left behind my eyes. With my hands on the bars and the truth burning through, I cut my colors loose. Out, said you know the rule. I said I know what it made of a fool. He raised his steel, I stood my ground. Then one old brother put his weapon down. Then another, then 2 more. The black patches covered that highway floor. He cursed us cowards, spat out our names. But a man ain't weak when he walks from shame. No king tonight, no dead in blood, no young kid drowning in the same old mud. We burned those colors in a roadside flame and left that violence without our names. We cut our colors loose tonight. Through those shadows in a gasoline light. No brotherhood lives where the innocent bleed. No honest man boasts to another man's greed. Let the smoke blow west, let the sun rise through. We got hard roads left, but we're riding true. With our hands on the bars and our souls breaking through, we cut our colors loose. Cut colors in my fire, dawn breaking through. No more blood, we ride true. father's curse still loud in my head. He said, boy, that road will take all you want. I laughed through my teeth and I rode along. I had a girl with a cross on a chain, soft blue eyes and a heart without stain. She prayed I'd return before the winter came. I sent back silence and carried the shame. Now every motel room got a Bible drawer. Every page says what I already know. There ain't no mercy in a runaway heart when it leaves good love bleeding in the dark. Saints don't ride this far into the night with whiskey breath and knuckles wide. Saints don't leave their angels crying alone, then chase their shadows down a road of stone. I got no wings, got no shining star, just an engine in the way to who we are. If heaven wants me, it knows where to start. But saints don't ride this far. Ride far, ride hard, no halo, just scars. I met a drifter at a roadside fire, gray beard shaking, eyes still tired. He said, I rode 40 years to outrun my name, but a man ain't free when he drags his chains. He held a letter with an unopened seal, said, from my son, but I don't know how to feel. Then he fed it to the flame with a trembling hand, and I saw my own end in that broken man. I pulled a picture from beneath my coat, found the old address on the back she wrote. Maybe that door closed years before, but I ain't dying without knocking once more. Saints don't ride this far into the night with whiskey breath and knuckles wide. Saints don't leave their angels crying alone, then chase their shadows down a road of stone. I got no wings, got no shining star, just an engine in the way to who we are. If heaven wants me, it knows where to start. But saints don't ride this far. Found that house with the porch painted blue, a child's old bicycle, flowers in bloom. A man answered softly, said, can I help you, friend? I saw her through the curtain, then turned again. I didn't knock, didn't call her name. Some apologies only reopen pain. So I left that cross by the mailbox light and whispered, you deserved a better life. I ain't redeemed, I ain't made clean, but I finally faced what my leaving means. No prayer can change what these hands let fall, but a man can stop running before he loses all. Saints don't ride this far into the night with whiskey breath and knuckles wide. Saints don't leave their angels crying alone, and chase their shadows down a road of stone. I got no wings, got no shining star, just an engine and a healing scar. If heaven wants me, it knows where to start. Yeah, saints don't ride this far. No halo, just scars. Crossed by by the roadside, dawn in my heart, no saint behind me, just a man making a start. There's a storm rolling hard through the Kansas night, turning fence posts silver in the lightning light. Got a pine wood box strapped down behind, and the dead man's words running through my mind. Caleb went quiet in a hospital bed, put his father's watch in my palm and said, take me back west where the cottonwoods grow. Don't let them bury me where nobody knows. I said, brother, I swear on the miles we crossed, then the machines went still and the room went lost. Now the rain cuts deep and the highway bends, but a promise ain't done till the road finally ends. I got a promise nailed to the storm tonight, a brother riding home in the lightning white, through the black rain falling and the hard wind torn. I won't leave him alone where his blood wasn't born. Let the thunder speak, let the cold wheels roll. I got his last wish burning holes in my soul, till his mother's hands touch what the road carried on. I got a promise nailed to the stone. Hold on, ride strong, carry him back home. The bridge near Wichita was flooding high, state man waving every traveler aside, said turn back, rider, that water will rise. I looked at that box and I heard Caleb's eyes. Found an old farm road through the mud and grain, rear wheel sliding in the freezing rain. At a boarded up station my motor went dead. I put my coat across my brother instead. The farmer came out with a lantern flame, saw the wooden box, never asked my name. Pulled out his truck and a rusty chain, said no son should be kept from home by rain. I got a promise nailed to the storm tonight, a brother riding home in the lightning white, through the black rain falling and the hard wind torn. I won't leave him alone where his blood wasn't born. Let the thunder speak, let the cold wheels roll. I got his last wish burning holes in my soul, till his mother's hands touch what the road carried on. I got a promise nailed to the stone. Dawn came pale by a cottonwood field. His mother stood there with a hurt too real. She touched that box, then touched my face, said he always said you'd find this place. I gave her the watch, she held it tight, said it stopped at the hour he left this life. Then she looked at my back, at the mud and the scars, said you brought my boy through the wrath of the dark. We
laid him down where the tall grass bends, beside his father and his childhood friends. When the first clear light hit the wet headstone, I heard that stone say, "Brother, go on." I had a promise nailed to the storm last night, carry my brother home through the lightning white, through the black rain falling and the hard wind torn. I didn't leave him alone where his blood wasn't born. Let the thunder fade, let the new sun roll. A kept man's word can give rest to a soul. With his mother's blessing and his patch riding on, I kept the promise through the storm. Watching her hand, mud on my chrome. Rest now, Caleb. You're finally home.